Hey guys, Icebird here. Today we'll be starting our first part in our Let's Play of Stronghold 2 and specifically the Warrior campaign we'll be doing. I mentioned this in my first Road to Global Elite CSGO video, but essentially a lot of my buddies have been playing Stronghold 2 multiplayer, so I figured that in order for me to actually get good enough to compete, we might as well go through the campaign. So we're gonna start off with the Path of War and the Lost King campaign. For most of this it'll be pretty blind, but I did get up to chapter 2 and then I accidentally exited the game without saving, and I even recorded it, but so that got messed up. But we'll be starting from chapter 1 all the way from the beginning and hopefully getting through chapter 12 by the end of this. And hopefully getting good in the process, because that's really my ultimate goal.
The king?
No. Barclay does not hold him.
Maybe the rumors are true. William, what if he really has fled?
Hasten. We must reach the boat.
Alright, so pretty much we need to fight through the guards and reach the boat, and in almost both of the first two chapters, from what I realize, the criteria is just don't
Right for
die.
that gatehouse. They'll try to cut us off.
Man, look at that grass. Alright, so basically we need to head through here and get to this boat, so we'll do that. From what I hear, the multiplayer game is probably going to be tonight, so I'll be recording that as well, and hopefully get that uploaded tomorrow at some point, but we'll see. I'm not sure how popular Stronghold 2 is going to be, but I figured since I was planning on playing it anyways, we might as well kind of start a series on it, since I haven't played the campaign. Let's go down here and kill these guys. Let's get out of here.
These are spies! They shall not pass! Charge!
It's probably not smart charging spearmen on horseback, but you know what? We're cutting them to pieces. Wow. Oh. Rip. I totally messed that up. It's all good though. Alright.
What now?
Now, Master Steele, we travel inland up the river to a long-forgotten castle. Some monks have need of your aid.
So it is true. They search for their king.
Alright, chapter 1 complete. And moving on to chapter 2.
Shortly, you will be meeting your first employee, Tom Simpkins, the scribe. May he serve you well. Now, I must bid you farewell, Matthew. I ride on today to find support for our cause.
Sir William often spoke of our cause. In truth, with the king dead or fled abroad, I know not the purpose of our fight. 3 weeks ago I was Sir William's page, and yet now there are so few left that the royal champion can trust that I find myself here, in command of my own estate.
Alright, so it looks like we were left with our own little estate here, and our goal is to rebuild the ruined bridge, so we'll go ahead and start that.
Stockpile, my liege.
Okay. Alright. So a stockpile is essentially where all our goods are going to be stored. So
Cite
let's
your
put that
granary,
there.
sire.
Granary is going to be storage of food, so we'll put that kind of in the middle.
People
Alright.
are coming to the castle.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, we start off, so this is going to be, this number in front here is the number of villagers we actually have, and the number on the right here is the amount we can essentially
if it is
own
not young
or have.
Matthew Steele, I do believe you have grown since we last met. The brothers and I need help, Matthew. The bridge leading to our monastery has collapsed, as you can see. Provide us with the wood and stone we need to repair the bridge, and we shall give you a flock of sheep in payment.
Okay, so right off the bat, we start off with 20 wood, so just to kind of ramp up wood production, we're going to start off with 6 saw pits. These saw pits basically produce wood by chopping the trees that exist around it, and hopefully we get enough wood so we can actually start our stone quarries right here. over in this rocky area, so we can, because I'm pretty sure we need half of each to complete the bridge. So we'll be working on that. This is our lord. So this is basically like the way to, from what I understand, and I'm still pretty new. I think I've only played like 1 or 2 quick multiplayer games, just kind of going in raw. But this guy, for the most part, is almost like, you know, you just can't let him die. And if he does, then you lose. And I'm pretty sure that's both for campaign and multiplayer, but we'll see. So we're not producing any food right away up until we, oh, hold on. I think we just got some, yep, we did. Awesome. Once this cart comes in, we should have enough for a stone quarry. But like I was saying, we don't really have any food production. So even though this seems like a good amount for now, I'll probably end up having to go to half rations, which is going to affect happiness. But
Your popularity is rising.
good. It's kind of what happens when you don't have any food or enough food for everyone. Let's see here. We'll put a stone quarry here. One right here. Bam. And bam. Okay, so these ox tethers should transport both stone and iron. Now we just need people to actually work here. So we'll build a hovel, which right off the bat essentially gives me an extra 8 villager capacity. And these guys essentially fill up almost to that maximum, as long as your people are happy. And usually that threshold's about 50 here, so 50% happiness. Right now it's 86%. So because it is so high, I might just cut this to half rations for a little bit so we can preserve our food supply. Let's see here. So we got plenty there.
Good day to you.
Looks like we still have Richard Ordingley
Oh, sorry.
and Little
Did you
Dongle
say there's no
unemployed.
need to pay tax?
So
Well, I never.
I'm guessing we can't fit another stone quarry there. So we'll go ahead and drop another 2 saw pit. Another couple saw pits.
This building has no
Sweet.
labor, sire.
We might as well return our lord to civilian duties. Basically, it just means he chills in the manor where he's probably the safest.
You do well, Master Steele. But please hurry. The brothers are late for an important mission. There is a holy relic they must recover.
Alright. We'll try to get this moving on the double. Looks like our monks are transporting wood for us, these guys across the river. Don't know how they got across. I mean, they could walk, I guess, but apparently the bridge needs to be built.
Your
So
popularity
this is our ox
falling.
tiny, and, oh good, big Jim. So those guys are carrying all our stuff for us, and you know, that's one of the things I like about this game so far, is just like
Having a
the
good
small
day?
details. Like, we see a mother carrying a child, we see children running around, and each peasant's named along with like chickens, like Clacky and Henny, all sorts of cool stuff. It really reminds me of another game called Guild 2 Renaissance, and I'm not sure if a lot of people have played it, but it came out, I think, a few years after this, but it's got a similar feel, both medieval, except it's more of a dynasty builder, but I definitely was in it for a pretty good amount of time. I think I got like 100 hours on it. But it's a really fun game, and I might even just do a series on it on the channel, just because I have a lot of games in my library I just haven't fully played, and I figured, you know, why not? This is a pretty good opportunity to do so. So we'll get that stone, hopefully,
That's a lot, then.
back to the
Yeah.
stockpile, and then the monks can actually get this bridge built, and then we'll be good to go for the most part. But while we wait, to give you an idea, this is the rank, our current rank, and I'm pretty sure the basis is freeman, and then you move up based upon your honor, and you gain honor from having like different varieties of food and whatnot, feasts, and I think those are the only 2 ways. You know, I'm sure there's another way, but I just haven't played this game enough to really know. And then this is gold. Gold is pretty straightforward. Here, I want to keep this above 50. So we have plenty of food. We'll go back to normal rations. But essentially, gold allows you to buy and sell. Well, not necessarily sell, but just buy goods at the marketplace, which is pretty useful depending on what strategy you're going for in multiplayer. I think my first game, I kind of went in building like a really strong wood industry and essentially getting a lot of gold, and so I just spammed mercenaries like crazy. And from what I understand, there's not really a troop limit, so as soon as you recruit a guy, another guy comes out. So not instantly, but it's enough to allow you to build some pretty big armies, given the time. So we'll hopefully get these monks working fast enough. But, you know, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the Global Elite video, but essentially I ended up getting the Stronghold collection, and it was only for Stronghold 3 because I think it was a couple years ago I was interested in trying it. And so I tried it for like 30 minutes, and the computer that I had back then, for whatever the reason, just wouldn't run it. But about a week ago I got this new setup, and so I've been able to essentially run all the games. So I've been doing that, and it's kind of given me a new reason to go back to some of the games that I bought and just haven't played, like this. And especially because Guild 2 is considered like one of the best Guild games in the series, so I figured, you know, it warrants a campaign playthrough, definitely. Alright, 85, 92, so it looks like one more trip of stone should do it, hopefully. And then, you know, I've already, like I said, I already played through these 2 chapters, and I got about, after this chapter, and then got about halfway through the next, chapter 3, and then accidentally quit. I just straight up hit escape and hit quit. I meant resume, but I just wasn't thinking, and of course, there's no autosave function in this. So, basically, I kind of had to re-record over again. But after that, it should be pretty blind for the most part. I mean, if you look at the settings, they're pretty bare bone. You got your audio, sure, but this is the only game option, game speed. In all fairness, though, there is a menu that does pop up right at the beginning of the game, but it's basically just like ultra options. If you guys are hearing that, I apologize. That's just my buddy Jay on TeamSpeak trying to poke me. It seems like the multiplayer game is probably going to happen here in like 10 or so minutes. So we'll complete this chapter, probably start a little more on the next chapter, and then probably in the first part there. But this kind of prologue, I'd call this part more of a prologue, is just getting the fundamental built up. Since this is now my estate, I figure that after building this bridge, we'll be able to expand a little bit and get a little food and hopefully some military units, walls and whatnot, just to prevent attack. Because it looks like that Lord Barclay, I think his name was, is getting pretty aggressive. I don't know why we were spying on him, but I mean, he shot his own guy with a crossbow, so he's obviously, you know, he's straight to the point. He's he's DTF, you know. So we just got to be ready for that, and this French guy he's sending for us. Ooh. Yeah, apparently the priests are pretty armed. I don't know why they needed this bridge so badly. I don't even know where they're going. I wish they'd tell me that, considering it's my estate. But, hey, they're on a mission. I can't stop them. Tinswhiddle. Alright. That's an interesting name for a monastery. But hey, no complaints. Let's see, do I need to bring my guy down? Alright.
Thank you, young Matthew. With the bridge repaired, the brothers can begin their quest, and I can get back to my duties.
The walking animation is amazing.
Oh, and here are the sheep I promised.
Gosh. The sheep are so loud.
Great. What am I to do with sheep? Give them each a sword and send them forth into battle?
What is it, Barclay?
Someone infiltrated my castle. I thought you had better know.
Who was it?
There were two of them. The youngest one I did not recognize, but the other...
Well, who was the other?
From a distance, it was you, Devereaux.
How interesting.
I have had them tracked down. I thought you could deal with them.
Well, I could. But why not give our friend Olaf another big bag of gold?
Great idea.
So, my brother still lives.
So this is the guy I was talking about just a second ago, the Hawk, the guy Barclay's sending after us. At the end there we hear, I guess, apparently we're brothers, so that'll be interesting. So this is the end of Chapter 2. Let's move on to Chapter 3.
I see you have settled in well, Master Steele. Now, if you find yourself short on food, there is a meadow close to our monastery ideal for rabbit hunting. You are most welcome to eat all you can, as personally, I find them quite a pest.
Thank you, Friar. I shall commission some hunters. A message came from Sir William. He's negotiating with Flemish traders for a company of archers. The people of Flanders suffer a notoriously harsh winter and find themselves in need of cloth which I am to provide. Sir William has requested that I start cloth production immediately.
Alright, so it looks like we need to produce cloth for some Flemish traders, which is going to be pretty sweet. So, right off the bat, we now can build hunting posts. This is going to basically produce just raw meat for us so we can feed our people.
Hey, wake
From
up.
the last chapter,
Hey,
essentially, we had a food problem. So we're going to hopefully solve this by building this many hunting huts. And then from there, we'll actually start wool production. You know what? I think we could even get a third hovel in this. Awesome. I do appreciate that even this, a game this old, they do have a differentiation in the hut styles, which I do appreciate. Although the hunting huts, on the other hand, hunters posts do not, which, I mean, I'm not too picky. Let's see here. We definitely need sheep farms. So I'm pretty sure it's a 1-to-1 ratio, which means like for every one sheep farm, it's like one weaver's workshop. I think. I don't know. But we'll definitely try that out and see what happens. I hope I have enough employees. Or peasants. Let's see here. 31, 32. Okay, so I still have 4 unemployed from that. Let me think. Maybe we get a 4th one in here just in case. And then, I know we can't fit another stone quarry in. Is there anything else we can build? No. Well, we might as well start cutting down these trees so we have a little bit more space to grow. So we'll do that. That way, once we unlock, mercenary camps and barracks, we can actually get things. Okay. We got one more guy. How are we doing on food? We're at half rations. Ooh. You know what? I'll build another hunting post. Just so that way we can probably dish out some better rations here. Hopefully. Hopefully this will be sustained.
I can't be making you cloth without wool, now can I?
No, you definitely can't. Looks like we don't have any wool produced just yet. We better wait for the sheep. So we'll wait for the sheep to do that. And then we'll finally get our wool production, and it looks like this chapter is basically just kind of getting our fundamentals down for some form of economy. Hopefully we'll be able to build a market soon, because we do have a little bit of wood, pretty hefty amount of stone, I'd say. And I guarantee after getting this meat in, we'll have a good source of meat as well. Let's see here. How's that bridge? Is there anything happening in the monastery? No, doesn't look like it. Stone quarries chipping away. Very good. Hopefully we can... There we go.
How are you today?
James
Do you ever
Shortsword
get that feeling of days
is
gone
finally
from-
getting us some wood to the stockpile. And hopefully, with him bringing wood to the stockpile, we'll be able to get these women working in the weavers' workshops. Yep. Look at that. It looks like all 3 of them are going. Awesome. Did we get just 1 wool? Okay, so I'm pretty sure only 1 of them will be able to grab something, but that's alright. No complaints here. We better send my lord just back up into the manor so he can inspect his people now that he's got a little bit bigger of an estate cooking. You know, 32 villagers is not too bad. That way he's pretty well protected and is safe. He can watch over his people. Hopefully we'll be able to tax them soon. Bring us in a little gold. Start our own little empire. And especially prepare for what appears like my brother and Barkley. Preparing for some conflict with us. So we'll get this wool cooking to the Flemish traders. Get that gold flowing. Outside of that, I'm thinking probably after completing this campaign, we might do the, I think it was the Path to Peace? I forget what it's called, but basically the non-combat variation, just so we have that completed. Hopefully I'll learn a thing or 2 about this, because I mean, I don't even know if it's a 1-to-1. I'm sure that's something I could Google, but I've just been too lazy to really do that. But we have 5 wool now, so yeah, this should be cooking pretty good. I don't see any harm in maybe just building another hovel. That way we can increase just overall production. And let's see here. Another 3 saw pits. See, the issue is I would build the saw pits over here, but they do need to travel all the way to the stockpile. So it's definitely well worth just to chop down all this wood first, and then maybe just build another stockpile. If I can. Happiness is going up to 70. Rations are actually increasing, which is really good. Hopefully this should be 2 hunting post extras. Should do it. But anyways, this is basically it for part 1. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I should be uploading part 2 pretty soon. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.